Hello and welcome to Friday's bonus edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where every Friday I get to do just that on the channel and try to solve today's Times Cryptic crossword live for you on screen, and I'll explain my thoughts as I go. Now, today is quite an exciting day for me doing this video because a good friend of mine has set the puzzle. Shane Shabankareh, who I've known for decades now. Shane, that makes us feel old, doesn't it? Has set today's puzzle, and it's his first Times crossword ever. Now, don't be under the misapprehension that Shane is a novice constructor. Shane is anything but. He's had many puzzles published in The Listener, and he's been the co-editor of the Listener crossword for years and years now. So, and also a finalist in the Times Crossword Championship many times. So Shane is a properly, well, an absolute doyen of the cryptic crossword world, as well as being eternally young. he never ages. He still looks about 25. Yeah, it's just depressing. But anyway, this is what we're going to be having a go at. I don't think I've got any birthdays to tell you about today. So with that, Shane, you and I, we're going to do battle. Let's get. Oh no, I should look at the how difficult the puzzle is. I would say Simone, that's John McCabe, that's a real time, 4 minutes. Good grief. Jason James, 5 minutes. That's real time. Pontius is a typist. That's not a real time. I always find it amusing that the typists sometimes don't beat real solvers. Mysticris is real, definitely. I think Mark Dubell or Dobell is real. Verlaine is definitely real. So, I mean, 8 minutes for Matthew Marcus. That means the puzzle is definitely not trivial. Anyway, let's get cracking and see. Let me check I'm clicking on the right thing. Here we go. What have you got in store for us? Here we go. One across. Following delay, man makes US city. That reminds me of my recent travel travails. Following delay. I think this is going to be a US city. Let's start there. Because, and I've talked about this before, it's often possible to read these clues as mathematical equations. And the word makes here in the clue feels like it's doing the duty of an equal sign. So, what is the answer? Following can, by the way, be abbreviated to F, which is very annoying. Let me just show you that. I will do this at the start of the video. So if a word can be abbreviated to its initial, it must be supported by the dictionary. So let's just try and justify following. There it is. There. So that is why following in a clue could be F. Now, of course, if a word follows another word, what that could mean is following a word that means delay, we write a man or a man's name to give us our US city. But it could also be that we've got F here, followed by a word for delay. Oh, flag, maybe. A lag is a delay. Flagstaff? Ooh. I don't know if that's a US city. It's a sort of name I would like to be a US city. Flagstaff. I don't know. I don't think it's a state capital, is it? Am I going crazy? But the way I've got to that answer is following. I'm wondering if that's F. Delay, if you delay something, you lag it. And if you man something, you staff it. You provide it with employees. So I really like Flagstaff as a concoction you can generate from the wordplay. But I don't know it as a US city. So we'll try it and we'll see if we can justify anything as a result. So one down. Surface, the last labelled on an icosahedron. Okay. So how many sides has an icosahedron got? And I think it might be 20. I'm not sure about that. I'm sure I could show an awful lot. So far, I haven't heard of the city Flagstaff, if indeed it's a city, and I can't quite remember how many sides an icosahedron has got, but I think it might be 20. And the reason that I quite like 20 as an answer is that the last side you might label on an icosahedron, the first side you might label might be face A. The second side might be face B. The third side might be face C. Now, if the 20th side, then, I know the 20th letter is T, face T might be the 20th side you'd label. And facet does mean surface, especially of a gemstone. So, I mean, the other, actually, now I'm actually noticing that facet is actually written in the clue as well. I don't think this is hidden though. I think that might be facet. Should we try? Which one should we try? Let's try 2 down. Previously referred to, aforesaid or something. A course warning delivered. Yeah. So a course warning is saying a warning you might give on a golf course, and if you hit an errant shot you might shout 4. So A is the A in the clue, course warning is 4, and if something is delivered in speech it is said, and something aforesaid is previously referred to. Let's keep going with the downs. Right, senior, well this will be important, because if there's another synonym for man that could go here, we could, that's how we could arrive at a flag. I don't know. Let's see about 3 down. Senior officers desert or desert rising celebrity. Senior officers, a sergeant seen. This is going to expose my military ignorance as well. I don't know. I don't think a sergeant is very senior. I think a sergeant is sort of slightly more senior than the most junior thing, but I could be wrong. And what does desert? Well, superstar is the answer, isn't it? Because I've just thought of desert being, if you rat on something, you desert it. And if I reverse the word rat, because this is a down clue, the word rising can indicate the reversal. Because if something rises, obviously it inverts it. So if I put that at the end, if I reverse rat at the end, then I've got this structure, and now I can see superstar for celebrity, and a super is a senior officer, isn't it? Is that a superintendent or something? So that would suggest that Flagstaff is good. Also, this I mean, that can only be an A or an I really, as the first word of a phrase. So outcome for hook is barely anything. Something of the outcome for Hook. What happened to Captain Hook at the end of Peter Pan? I can't remember. A drop in the ocean is what it is, isn't it? I think he was thrown in the sea. A drop in the ocean is also, of course, hardly anything. So what's this then? Cropper? Egg beater? Or another kitchen instrument? Chopper? Yes, that's right. Okay, because an egg beater is a phrase that means a helicopter. I think that is American slang. Let's have a look at that. I'm not going to change the answer, so I'm happy to look it up. I think an egg beater is a word. There we go. A helicopter, North American. So a chopper obviously is a euphemism for a helicopter, and a chopper, I don't know if, what's a chopper, a knife or something? I don't know, in the kitchen. I'm not very good in the kitchen. Won't surprise any of you. 11 across. The short temper of people in general. Okay. So here we've got the, which is literally just the. A short word for temper. Well, if you're in a temper, you have ire, don't you? I-R-E. And if we shorten I-R-E, we get I-R. And there is the word. It's a possessive of people in general. It's their thing. So I think we've done okay in the Northwest. Shane has not been unkind, although he has exposed my ignorance of American cities and my knowledge of icosahedrons so far. 5 down. Oh, in fact, we could. I'm not changing facet. It's obviously right, but let's actually look at icosahedron. Icosahedron. There we go. A solid with 20 plane faces. So that's coming from the Greek icosai, meaning 20. I mean, yeah, okay. I just didn't know that. 5 down. At sea, meet storm, fronts everywhere. Well, from something to some pillar to post or something. It's not that, but it's from something to something. From... Oh, why can't I see that immediately? That's so annoying. From... Is it from stem to stern or something? I don't know that phrase if it is. Okay, but the words at sea are very commonly used in cryptic crosswords to indicate an anagram. If letters are at sea, they're sort of swirling round, and that allows the constructor to say, okay, I told you to anagram the letters. So meet storm fronts, I'm sure, is the anagram fodder. I haven't actually checked whether it's the right number of letters, but it feels like it is. It feels like about 15, doesn't it? And then everywhere is going to be the definition. Remember, every single clue in this puzzle, by the time we get to the end, we will find that every single clue has a straightforward definition of its answer, and those definitions will often either be at the start or the end of the clue. So everywhere. And I don't really know how to do this because I haven't thought of the answer, but I think it's going. This looks like Aldershot, doesn't it? Without even looking at the clue. It could be something like from stem to stern or something. I just don't know that phrase, and I can't. What I don't like to do is sort of check through the anagram. I never like doing that, so I'm just going to leave it for the time being. Let's carry on. 10 across. Blood group negative involves nothing sinister. Okay, I have got that. And again, this is an instructive clue because we can think of it as an equation. Now remember what I just said. The definition is likely to be either at the start or the end of the clue, which means we're either looking for a 7-letter word which means blood or blood group, or we're looking for a word that means sinister or nothing sinister. Now nothing sinister is an odd, that's an odd thing to try and define, isn't it? So it's probably, if we are looking at the end of the clue, just a word meaning sinister. Or can you think of any 7-letter words that mean sinister? And if you can, you'll probably be able to solve the clue. Because a blood group is blood group O. And then negative is minus. And if the word minus involves nothing, well, O is a symbol that means nothing. We get ominous, which is the answer. So let's try 12 across. One who assists eating English fare. One who assists. Somebody who... So the way I read the clue again is again mathematically one who assists. So I think I'm looking for an 8-letter word for one who assists, somebody who helps somebody. Eating English, so that's going to eat, it's going to surround an abbreviation for English, which is E. It could be ENG, but it's much more likely to just be E. And the whole thing means fare, which could be a type of food, couldn't it? And I'm not thinking of the answer there, which is shocking. Should we try... Oh, what did I think that might be? From stem to stern. So if that was an S... One who assists is going to begin with P blank S. I don't know actually. I can't think of it. I'm going to have a look at Aldershot, see whether this is Aldershot. No, it's Undershot, aimed too low. Playing duet with horns. Okay, so if letters are playing, they're sort of jumping around, aren't they? They're having a good time. So if playing here, by using playing, the constructor is saying anagram, duet with horns. Well, if we take the word duet and we put it with the word horns, we get 9 letters that we can anagram. And then possibly aimed too low, it's just undershot. So that's the answer. Let's try 13. Skill of service in court. Yeah, okay. So here again, the word of is doing the duty of an equal sign in a mathematical sense. So we need a 5-letter word that means skill, and that's equal to a 3-letter word or abbreviation that means service inside an abbreviation for court. Now, court is an interesting word because it does have a short synonym as well, which isn't an abbreviation, which is to woo. If you woo somebody, you court them. But here we're looking at CT, which is a valid abbreviation for court. So once you're familiar with that, this becomes a much easier clue. Can we think of a 5-letter word that means skill with this construction? Well, I can think of craft, and the RAF is one of the military services here in the UK, so the Royal Air Force gives us the answer. Let's try 13 down. Legion, to become more insignificant. To become more insignificant. Question mark. Count. Yeah, I've got this. It's countless. Yeah. So if something is legion, it's everywhere. It's countless. And if something counts less, if something counts, it matters, doesn't it? So if something counts less, it's more insignificant in a cryptic sense. That's why the question mark is there, because countless doesn't actually mean to be more insignificant, but it does if you sort of read it cryptically. So we're actually doing okay. We've got lots of starting letters. Let's try 14 across. Perforce, necessary, thoroughly fulfill baker's role in audition, needfully. Yeah, needfully. Right, so this is an interesting one, because in audition is referring to the fact that we have to think of this as a homophone. We also have to think of it quite cryptically, because what might a baker do? And Shane is telling us that a baker might knead dough, KN, rather than NE at the start. So the baker is kneading his dough, or her dough, and if they do that thoroughly, they would knead fully, wouldn't they? They would fully knead the dough. So if we hear that phrase, knead fully, obviously we could spell it differently because the K is silent in the word knead, and that would give us needfully, which I think means perforce. So that's nice. Now that still makes this might be from stem to stern. It's a very good anagram if it is, because if there is such a thing from stem to stern, that must be a phrase from the nautical world, and the clue is conjuring up a nautical image, isn't it? From stem to stern. I feel like I have got the right anagram fodder there. I'm going to put this in. I'm prepared to change it, but I'm going to put it in and risk it. Let's try 15 down. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think I know this one. So, recorder reformed Fleet Jail. Now, if you've been doing cryptic crosswords for any amount of time, this clue should immediately trigger your spider senses, because Fleet Jail is such a strange collection of letters, and I think jail nowadays as well, it's most often spelt, if you see it written, with a J. So you have to ask yourself the question, why has the constructor used that spelling of jail? And hopefully you'll come up with the answer, well, because those letters, those exact letters, were necessary. And you can see there are 9 letters in Fleet Jail, and the answer we're looking for is 9, and there's the word reformed. If we reform the letters of Fleet Jail, we can anagram them. That's what we're being told to do, and the thing means recorder. Now, I don't know the answer to this, but I know that there is a thing called a flageolet, which I think is some sort of musical instrument. Now, it might be a recorder. I mean, let's look it up. I'm not going to change it, because I can't believe there's going to be another anagram of that. Flageolet. Oh, it's a bean. I didn't know it was a bean. What else is it? Oh, it's a small, high-pitched flute with 2 thumb holes. So it's 2 things. A bean, which is the shape of a kidney bean. Okay, so but flageolet is clearly right. This is going to be eel something, is it? I don't know. Let's try 16 down. Double volume in hurry to become 1,000. Now this is an interesting clue, because the more cryptic crosswords you do, the better you will be at detecting which side of the clue is the definition. And I'm reading this clue and I don't know. So this is intriguing. Double volume in hurry. I mean, that sounds like wordplay. To become 1,000. But I don't... I mean, my brain is not telling me what a 9-letter word for 1,000. And 1,000 isn't one of these words that if you see it in a cryptic crossword clue, it can often indicate M, for example, or K. M is the Roman numeral for 1,000. So I don't know what that is. I have not got any good ideas. I'm sort of... we should use the starting letters. Let's keep going. Henry leaves some time in the morning for liaison. A liaison. Right, I have got this. Okay, so here, again, thinking of the clues mathematically is not proved such a silly tip so far. So the word for here is doing the duty of the equal sign. We've got to do some stuff with Henry leaving some time in the morning to give us, to equal a word that means liaison. Now, a liaison often refers to a sort of romantic tryst. And that's what gave me the possible answer, because I thought of the word amour. And now, I was thinking about AM from the in the morning reference. Obviously in the morning is AM. But now I can read the clue and understand it, because sometime in the morning would be an AM hour. And if Henry, which can be abbreviated to H, I think that's from the physics unit, the Henry. Isn't Henry a unit of inductance or capacitance or something? Oh, I've got to look that up now. Henry. Inductance. There we go, symbol H. So we take the H out of hour to give AM hour without the H, and amour is the answer. What's this then? Double volume. In hurry. To become 1,000. Oh, could it be double? Is it look-alike? I really like that as an answer, but I don't understand it yet, so I'm going to put it in and try and justify it. Oh, double... No. Hang on, I still don't understand it. So, if double was the definition, one's double is one's twin, one's look-alike, so that would work very nicely. How does the rest of it work? Volume can be abbreviated to V, so, but it's not that, is it? Volume. In hurry. To become 1,000. Oh, I see. Gosh, that's tricky. That's very clever. Right. If you said hurry to somebody, you might say, look alive. And if you did say look alive for hurry, but you changed the V in the phrase look alive to a K, which is a valid abbreviation for 1,000. I think that's mainly from computing, isn't it? I used to have a 32K BBC Micro and it had not much memory. Anyway, so yeah, then we would get look alike, which means double. That's lovely, very clever. What's this? I've got to solve this. What's going on here? Yes, okay. So there's one of these in almost every Times crossword, and there's only ever one. In the Times Quick crossword, Times Quick cryptic, they seem to allow more than one. But in the proper Times crossword, you're only allowed to include one of these. The constructor, that's what it says in the notes to constructors. So, and it's a hidden. So, with stealth, some regressive amoeba, or amoebae, I don't even know how you spell the plural of, say the plural of amoeba. Amoeba. I'm not even going to try. Kill eerily. Again, if you're used to cryptic crosswords, you can look at the end of that clue, and the letters look so peculiar in a string to me. They're like shrieking. These letters are weird. And if you get that sense, often it could be a hidden or it could be an anagram. And the constructor, in a hidden clue, the constructor must tell you that the answer is hidden. They can't just hide the answer in a sentence and expect the solver to realise. So the constructor must always tell you it's a hidden clue. And the word that tells us here is some. So we have to take some of the phrase amoebae kill eerily in a regressive way, so we have to turn it backwards. That's the slightly complicated thing. And if you turn it backwards, you can see spelt out, starting with the second E in eerily, E-E-L-L-I-K-E, eel-like. And with, sorry, I mistyped it, eel-like, which would mean with stealth in a sort of sneaky way. Eels are slippery, aren't they? Let's try 22. Faithful without pretense. Okay, if something is a faithful copy of something, it is an exact copy. And without is X, and act is pretense. If you act on the stage, you're pretending, aren't you? So what's this then? No, I don't know. I wondered if I could get it without looking at the clue, but I can't. So, 19th. Finally down, wearing the tie, dressed for big birthday. Or is it 90th? Finally down, I think, is saying take the final letter of the word down, which is N. Wearing the tie. The tie dressed for big birthday. I actually haven't understood this yet. 9. Do you think it's 90th or 19? No, it can't. 19th is the wrong number of letters, so 90th must be the answer. So how does this work? I can see tie is in the clue. Wearing the tie, dressed. Oh, in. Oh, I see. So finally down is N, the first N. If you're wearing something, you're in it. The tie dressed is saying dress up the letters, the tie, anagram them. And that would give us the 80th bit. And 90th is a big birthday. Okay, very clever. 23 down. Power to secure the darts matches in successive locations. Teeth. If you have teeth, you have power, don't you? And I think what we're going to have to do here is to take the regularly occurring letters in the phrase the darts matches, because what Shane is saying is in successive locations. So if we take the odd numbered letters out of the... Oh no, that's not going to work. It's something like this. I've just got to work it out. What's going on then? Power to secure. the darts matches in successive locations. Power to secure the darts. Sorry, I haven't got this. I think it might be teeth. Darts matches in successive locations. Oh goodness, I don't know. Power to secure the darts. No, that can't. It's not a reference to Phil the Power Taylor, is it? My respect forever if it is. Power to secure the darts matches in successive locations. I don't. Is it something? Oh, I've got it. Wow, that's a very clever clue. Good grief. Okay. I'm sort of pleased I didn't just rush over this clue, because this is not easy to understand. It's very unusual, because I think it must be very difficult to construct a clue that has this property. Okay, so the definition here is power. Now, if we take, there are 5 words that follow the word power, and those are the words to, secure, the, darts, and matches. Now, if we take the first letter from the word to, we get T. If we take the second letter from the word secure, we get E. If we take the third letter from the word the, we get E. If we take the fourth letter from darts, we get T. And if we get the fifth letter from matches, we get H. And that is why the answer is teeth. So we are taking the successive positions in 5 different words. Isn't that beautiful? That's really good. Really clever. Okay, so I've sort of bisected the crossword from the sort of northwest to the southeast diagonal. And we've got, oh, is that destroyer then, or something like that? No, one ruminating about southern Ilium Shiva. Good grief. Oh, wasn't Shiva the destroyer? Southern Troy. Now that's lovely. Okay, so one ruminating is a deer. A deer is a creature that ruminates and sort of chews the cud. Southern, S. Ilium is an old word for the city of Troy. And that gives destroyer, and Shiva was a destroyer, one of the gods who was known for their destructive powers. Now what's this one? 6 across. Okay, well this is a clue I've seen in some form before. So by the sound of it, remained sober. So by the sound of it is another indicator. We need to be thinking in homophone world. Now the useful thing about that is, in this clue, that immediately sends us to the other end of the clue for the definition. So we need a 5-letter word which means sober. Now, it's not too difficult a clue here, because can you think, what's the first synonym you think of when you try and think of a word that means remained? Now, if you thought of the word stayed, S-T-A-Y-E-D, you're exactly right. That's the word we need. Because if you say that word in the same way but you spell it differently, you can create stayed. And if something is stayed, it is sober. Let me just show you, in case you don't believe me, but it is true. There we go. Steady, sober, grave, or sedate. And that is why that's the answer. So hopefully we might get some extra letters in this one, which I haven't had any brainwaves about. So let's try this. Small and large diamonds fade. It's a golf reference. Very cool. Okay. Small. If you saw that on a t-shirt label, you wouldn't expect the label to spell out small, would you? It would just have an S. Large, exactly the same thing. L. Diamonds, sometimes referred to as ice. That gives slice, and if you slice a golf ball, it fades. It goes that way. It goes to the right for a right-handed player. So that is almost certainly right there. 7 down. protracted answer leads to a more advanced state. Protracted answer. I want this to be something, it might be a long passenger would then go in there, would it? A fare is a passenger. Yes, okay. Yes, I think this is right. I think we're on the right lines. I think this is a long. And the way to get this, I've got to read it very precisely to understand it. If something is protracted, it's drawn out, isn't it? It's long. Answer leads. Well, if you answer can be abbreviated to A, and you might be familiar with that from a Q&A. No one would be in any doubt, would they? If you went to a Q&A, you would understand it was a question and answer session. So that's why A can be answer. So protracted, long, answer leads. So we put the A at the start. We get a long, and something to a more advanced state would be along. It would be further along the road, wouldn't it? Now let's go back to this one. One who assists eating English fare. Well, a fare, in terms of if a bus fare, for example, would be a passenger on a bus. Now, one who assists, is that I suppose, yeah, if somebody passes you something, they're assisting you. So one who assists is a passer, and that has, so I thought this would just have E in it, but it is ENG as the abbreviation we're using that's being used for English. And that gives passenger. And now we've just got 1/4 to do. Let's go for 19 across. Persistent cautions deployed involving ecstasy. Okay. It must be tenacious, isn't it? I think it's tenacious. Cautions. The word cautions is being deployed. It's being scattered. It's being anagrammed. And it involves E, which is sort of the euphemism for the drug ecstasy. And it creates a word which means persistent. So I think we're looking at tenacious. Let's try 20 down first. Miles performing, soaring, finale. I want this to be no end. Miles. The way I got to no end is if you're performing, you're on, aren't you? When are you going on? When are you performing? If that soars, it's a down clue, so it rises. So that would be a reversal of the word on. That would give us no. The finale of something is the end. And if something has no end, miles off, no end. I think miles and no end are synonymous. Trying to... no end in sight. No, that doesn't quite work. It's absolutely miles. It's how far have we got to go? Are we within sight of the end? No. I feel like miles and no end are synonymous. Let's see if we can justify it by 26 across, maybe. Alas, sadly. Report 550 cracks. Yes, okay. So here, this is something that we haven't seen actually in the last few weeks, but it is very important to have a working knowledge of Roman numerals when you do cryptic crosswords. So when you see 550, that's a very specific number. And can we Roman numeralize it? Yes. The Roman numeral for 500 is D. The Roman numeral for 50 is L. So DL is 550. Now, if 550 cracks something, it enters it. So we need a word for report that DL is going to crack, is going to enter. And if you report something, you say it. And sadly is a word that means alas. So I think we're on the right lines with no end. 21 down. Sentimental. Hi, sorry, I've just had a big problem there with my recording software, which suddenly went off. I had to close it down. I've now managed to get it going again. Although that has not been an easy process. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that it's taken about half an hour to do this. I think it is recording again now. I'm gonna hope it is, and I hope that you can hear me. And I was looking at 21 down, which was about the sentimental having conversely upset companion. So let's try and get this. So sentimental, cute is what I'm thinking of. Cutesy, which is too many letters. Cloying. If something is cloying, it's sentimental. Having conversely upset companion. Companion can be CH. Caddy? Golfing caddy? Sentimental. Sorry, I keep my mind keeps going up to the timer, but it does seem to be working again. I hope. Anyway, sentimental having conversely upset companion. I don't know. Let's have a look at the other one. 24 across. Sight or what may adversely affect it. Something. I saw. But why? I don't know why. It's not some sort of... your sight could be your eyes, couldn't they? If I've got... What's in sight? What do your eyes see? Or might be the OR in the clue, and then we just have to justify E. What may adversely affect E? The drug E probably does affect your eyesight, although I can't comment from personal experience about that, and I think that's a little too strained for the Times crossword. Sight or what may adversely affect it. No, I don't like that. I'm going to change that. So I like eyeline. Your eyeline is your sight. Eyeline. What may adversely affect it? Eyeliner. Maybe I is wrong. Hang on, let's go back. Right, sight or what may adversely affect it. Sight. Or maybe no end is wrong. Hang on, hang on. This might explain everything. Miles performing soaring finale. I mean, it's clearly a reference to Miles Davis, isn't it? I think. Miles. I really like on being reversed, and I really, 3-letter word ending in D meaning finale. I mean, it must be end, mustn't it? No end. There's no end in sight. There's miles in sight. No, there's no end. I think it's just an adjective. There's no end of things going on. I think it just means something that's big or far. Maybe it's not I then. Maybe epergne. That's a word, isn't it? That's some sort of stand on a dinner table. No. I think it's that anyway. Let's go back to that one again. Sentimental. Having conversely upset companion. I don't know. My brain keeps going in the same direction. Cute. I mean, what? There's too many words in the clue. Sentimental having conversely upset companion. What's conversely doing? That's saying... I wonder if we have to think of a word. Yeah, okay, so maybe it's... If you treat upset and companion conversely, maybe you can reverse the order of them. So that would give us CH for companion, which is... I think that's from companion of honour or something. And then I need a 3-letter word for upset, ending in Y. Upset. Probably beginning with a vowel. IOU. 21. And it would mean sentimental. Oh dear! I've just been put off my stride here by the recording software interruption. It's going again now. Hang on, it's been going for 6 minutes. Have I really had 6 minutes on this junction? Oh goodness, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I suspect these aren't difficult actually. I'm just being discombobulated. 24 across. Sight or what may I? It must be I something. I line. I saw. I wish I knew the answer. What may adversely affect your sight is an I problem, astigmatism. Oh goodness me, what's wrong with my brain? You naughty brain. I don't know. I just don't know this, I don't think. All I can think of that fits is eyeline and I saw. I saw, I think, there's no... I saw is closer. I'm wondering if it's like the teeth clue, though, and there's something clever going on in the wordplay. That eyes, your sight is your eyes. Oh, a sight... Oh, I see. No, it doesn't... Right, no, it's... Right, if you describe something as being a real... Oh, it's an absolute sight. You'd be saying it was an eyesore, wouldn't you? Oh, I see. Right. So it's just... Okay. Maybe I would have given this a question mark. Because I think what we're doing here is saying a sight is an eyesore. And a sore on your eye might adversely affect your sight. But I think an eyesore... Yeah. I think that's what it's doing. So what's this then? Kooky? Sentimental? Companion is a crony. Oh, it's something to do with... Okay, it's corny or something with... Something like... I don't actually know. I think it's crony. That's a companion. Sentimental, corny. Oh. Oh, does conversely... Is that... Does conversely mean or? Oh, gosh, that feels... That's grating on my brain. It was conversely... Or. Now, I suppose... Oh, does conversely mean or? I don't know. It was either that or it was that. It was either that. Conversely, it was that. Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe that's just the purest way of describing what all mean. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, all right, but I can believe that's right. So sentimental is corny, with or for conversely upset reversed. It's a down clue to give crony, which is a companion. And that would support the O here, which I think means eyesore is right. I don't think that's terribly easy, actually, that final crossing is quite tricky. Let's see if it's right. Submit without leaderboard. Yeah, we're definitely not racing today. Did I actually submit it? I don't know if I did. Yeah, okay, it's right. We've learned in the past, haven't we, that the orange letter is just the last letter we had clicked. Wow. Okay, so we should look. Let's look up. I know this is a strange thing to look up. I'm going to look up the word or. Used to link alternatives. To introduce the second alternative. Yeah, I don't know. Let's look up conversely. It's just, I'm sure it's right. It's just never something that. It's just not the way I think of it in my brain. It's a very good puzzle, though, isn't it? I think my favourite clue was probably teeth. Oh, and I've never understood Flagstaff. I really liked Face T as well. That was very clever. What a debut from a great person. Oh, look alike. I like look alive with the switching as well. I do hope you're able to listen to this. It may be that none of this is recording, but I'm going to try. I'll try the quick cryptic. And try and race. So let's try this, and hopefully we'll get a video at the end of it. Let's go. Let's get cracking on this one. No holds barred. Man contracted female condition. Don't know. Bit players unusually small. Oh dear. I don't know. Pale or ashen, I want to say. Scottish female. Is that a hen? Maybe. Secret sharer's son confessed in A&E. I have no idea. That from Yvonne periodically. Yon. A sociable old pirate stops avoiding alcohol. Don't know. Power, climate, ethics. Mores? No. Pardon having a crack about bishop. Wow. This isn't easy at all. Pardon. This is something like, no, I don't know. MDMA tablets reportedly. Oh, ease. In due time, a refusal from Macron. Anon. See old husband in bar finds way out. Don't know. Inattentive night, wild beast devours. Inattentive. It is. Absent, I think, is what it is. Endless joy in swallow, one born to fly, Icarus. Don't know. Wild area kept for little parrot, lorikeet. Oh, it's some sort of keet, isn't it? It's is it just parakeet? Maybe it's just parakeet, actually. I think it's just an anagram. Cozy home in Northeast Street is a nest. Obscure band that rivaled Oasis, Blur. The London Eye. Oh, I don't know. That's a great clue. Fibrous tissue beginning to decay in joint. Tendon. Deal with Davy, finally. Making pact. Treaty. Okay, right. Secret sharer. Son confessed. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Power found in climate. ethics. Don't know. Pardon, no. Oh, that could be absolve. Yeah, if you crack something, you solve it. American host, character with servant. American. A character with a servant. I don't know. Drunken. Liberals. Proud words. Is it Braille? I suppose that Braille are raised. They are proud. That's clever. Italian waterfowl, small number inside. Italian. Genoese or something. Oh, it is Genoese. It's geese. Broadcast. Excellent by A1 and Red. Prompt singer Taylor Swift. Louse egg. That's a knit. Man, contracted female, condition. Contracted. I don't know. Bit players, unusually small. Oh, goodness me. Extras. Unusually extra S. Goodness, that's not easy. This is not easy. Sociable. Exuberant. Old pirate stops avoiding alcohol. Sociable. Extrovert. I like that for some reason. Why do I like that? Extrovert. A rover is a pirate. Stops teetotal. Goodness me. Power found in climate. Oh, teeth. It's a hidden. See old husband. Finds way out. Door. Husband in bar. This is something like porthole, I think. But I don't know it. Okay, what's this one then? This one, born to fly. Is that an eaglet? Glee in eat. Yeah, that's right. Oh, so this was the London Eye, wasn't it? What's that then? The London Eye. Don't know. Oh, the American host. Oh no, we're getting stuck. Oh, chestnut, that must be. Not a chestnut, a chestnut. Secret. Sharer. Son confessed. In A&E. What? Secret. Sharer. Absence or something? Sons confess. Sang. Assange. See, God, no, you can't do that. What? Man contracted female condition. Malady? Malady. Contracted female. I mean, that must be right. Malady is a condition. See old husband in bar. So is this flu or is this something like low? Old husband in bar. No. Loophole. A loophole is a way out. That's right. Okay. And then we've got American Letterman. I suppose David Letterman was a host. And then mince pie. Oh, goodness me. That's Cockney rhyming stack. That's vicious. That was absolutely vicious. It's brilliant. That was a brilliant puzzle. I don't think that... No, it was bad. It was bad. No, I was particularly struck. How can you be 2 minutes on that puzzle? I mean, that was not easy. Was it? Am I going... I think my brain's gone bad. I'm so sorry about my brain completely giving up the ghost. But I would argue that some of those clues were not easy. Man contracted. I see. So it's a shortened man, MA, with female for lady, and malady is a condition. I could have got that more quickly, but Assange, I didn't think you were allowed to reference. Maybe in the quick crossword or quick cryptic, they relax the normal rule, which is that there is to be no reference to anybody living in the Times crossword apart from the reigning monarch. So secret sharer for Julian Assange really tripped me up. I was not thinking about that at all. I mean, Genoese, mince pie, David Letterman. I mean, that's character with servant. I mean, I suppose if you're just expecting more popular culture, I mean, Braille, that's a brilliant definition. Drunken liberals, proud words, and proud being, they're sort of upstanding, so they stand up off the page. It's very clever. It's really clever. A sort of reference to Taylor Swift as well, another living person. Anyway, I should stop now, shouldn't I? I should stop while I'm behind. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you get to see this video. If you do enjoy the cryptic crossword content, please let us know. Please maybe subscribe or whatever, and it helps to teach the algorithm about these things. And Shane, I'm delighted to see you make your debut, my friend. We'll discuss it at dinner in a week or so's time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.